Texas roots, where my heart belongs, where my heart belongs. Take me back to South Texas roots.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another episode. It's a little chilly out this morning. My hips and my knee are feeling it. Anytime it gets cold, my prosthetic tends to bother me a little bit more than it does during the summertime. But speaking of that, I took the prosthetic off yesterday, rested in my knee for the most part. I knew I was going to be doing a lot of physical labor today and wanted to rest up as much as possible. So got an early start today. The sun is just now starting to creep up in the distance. Got a scratchy throat. I still need to go inside and drink a little bit of coffee, and then we'll actually come back out and do the physical labor work. So I'm going to be doing a wet pour today on this little 8x8 section that I prepared on the last video. I came back in and put some cattle panels down. These were left over from the grapevine. I went ahead and custom cut them so they'd fit in nicely. I had mentioned on the last video about using those little black pieces to hold them up, and Jason was saying basically when we do the dry pour on this section over here, what we'll do is we'll just put some of the cement down, then we'll put the cattle panels on, and then we'll go ahead and bury it again with the powder and then spray it on and do the whole dry pour process. So as for today, I'll be doing it the normal way, doing a wet pour, getting this filled in basically almost up to this level here, just under where these cattle panels are, and then I'll stop so I don't have to do any kind of fancy finishes or anything like that. And once again, I'm not going to connect the rebar into the house because there's plumbing and stuff all back there. So with that being said, Daisy, are you ready to stop talking and get to work? Huh? No, you want to go inside and warm up and drink some coffee? Yeah, so do I. All right, boys, let's get to work. Oh. All right, what a workout. I got 6 bags there, 6 over here, 6 back there, and then 2 there, so 20 total. So I'm gonna do about 1,600 pounds. I'm gonna see how far that'll get me before I try to go and get more from the pile over there. So yeah, what a workout. I need to go back in and tie all of these together with some wire. I have it over at Mom and Dad's. I just need to go pick it up. I'm gonna go ahead and wire all those in, and then I'll get my little mixer out. I'm gonna mix it inside this bowl here. I have a mixer that I mix my paint with. I'm hooking onto a drill, mix it up real good, and then pour it in. I'm gonna have it a little bit wet so I can move it around. And like I said, I don't have to finish it in any pretty type of way or anything. This is all gonna be covered by the dry pour in the end. But yeah, 80-pound bags. Fun stuff to move, I tell you what, guys. Fun stuff to move. All right, so I picked up some 16 gauge wire on Amazon. It was $16 for like 300 feet of it. I can use this for fencing and other stuff too, but I'm just gonna wrap it around the rebar just to hold everything together, twist it together real nice. just hold it together as good as possible so it doesn't move around when I pour that cement in. They make clamps and everything for this. I just saw this wire and knew I could use it for other projects later on, so best bang for your buck. All right, it's officially time to start mixing up some cement and laying it out. Once again, this is my first time to ever do a pad like this, so keep it easy on the comments. And yes, I already know with the dry pour and everything on top of this, it's gonna raise some eyebrows and it's not gonna be everybody's cup of tea, which is okay because it's my house and my money. So you can keep the negative comments to yourself or feel free to comment anyways, and I'll get a good chuckle out of it. So anyways, I'm done talking. Let's start mixing up all this quickcrete and get this job done. All right, first bag going in. I got to figure out the best way to do this, getting a good routine on it. And then I got to constantly turn the water off and on because I don't have a little spray nozzle out here for some reason. I could not find one. So what I'm gonna do is start out with one bag. I'm gonna try to dump it in, pour the water in, use this mixer and then a little small shovel I have somewhere, and then just try to do it one load at a time. So at least that's the plan. We'll see what happens. I should probably be wearing a mask too, but that's not going to happen. This is going to take all day long. Oh man, that's gonna take a lot. Good night, that's gonna take a lot. Alrighty, I am done for today. It ended up being 32 bags, which is over 2,500 pounds of that quickcrete that I moved by hand. I'm definitely feeling it. My back's hurting and my knee's hurting, but hey, a little bit of hard work never killed anybody, did it? Maybe it'll hurt you, but it didn't kill me. So anyways, I'm gonna let this set up real nice. Once again, I did not have to finish it perfectly. It's gonna be covered by the dry pour, so once it hardens, I'll go back in and I'll spray it again, and then I'll do the same process, just continue spraying it and make sure this thing cures real nice. I have all my chickens locked up and I have the dogs out in the pond for today, so I'll definitely keep the dogs out for a while until this stuff cures, and then tomorrow we'll come back in. Like I said, we'll just continue spraying it, and then later this evening I'll spray it as well. So yeah, some of the rebar stuck out a little bit further than others, but just is what it is. If it sticks up too much, I'll go back in and cut it off, but I think this should set up pretty nice and be able to hold that hot tub. And then once again, we'll go back in and do all the dry pour over here and get everything nice and done, and I can get up and start finishing this metal up here on the roof. No, I'm not going to put the metal going this way. I just happen to have it that way because the wind was blowing real bad when I first put it up there, but I'll have them running this way. I have all that stuff waiting to go over here. I still have about 60 bags or so left. I'm going to save that for when Jason and Danielle come down. We'll do the dry pour over the top of everything, get the metal roof on. We should be ready to rock and roll and have myself a nice, cool looking back patio. It ended up being about a 10 by 28 total of cement and covered patio space here on my back porch. I need to go in, clean off the side of the house there. Nothing you can do when you're mixing it up real quick. I was trying to rush through it a little bit so it didn't dry out too much, and just is what it is. Either that or go back over it with another coat of paint. That probably wouldn't hurt either. So anyways, I am done for today. I am going to relax, take my prosthetic off. I'm gonna go jump in the tub, had that water as hot as I could stand it, soak in there for about an hour, and then yeah, get this video edited for you guys so you can watch it this afternoon. So appreciate everything you guys do for me, watching my videos, liking, subscribing, and commenting. Could not do this without you. Hope you have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Oh, my back is killing me.
Take me back to South Texas roots, where my heart belongs, where my heart belongs.